All right, how's everybody doing tonight? We're gonna do a live review of the Ambassador class legendary ship that came out of the bundle. I've put together a beam overload build on it. I just got an invite. I can't even talk. Sorry, I got a million things happening. My kids are still awake. I'm really risking it on that one. Anyways, I just got an invite with Grumpy Old Nord. Should got second for voice comms. All right, I'm going to bring in Grumpy's Discord here, so don't mind that. We're going to run a ISC together so we can get a good feel and review on how well this ship performs. Then I'll go over the build after that, and we'll take questions and hopefully have a good time. Let me get it together here. I should probably turn on... And I apologize, chat, while we're doing this. I may be somewhat unresponsive. Bear with me here. If I can find the right buttons. Okay, I'll wait for him. Gouty Man, I'll get you in comms here in a second. Let me get this run out of the way, and then I'll pull you in here, or I'll get into comms. So just bear with me. All right. Okay, so we're just we're gonna hang tight here and wait for launch here. Gouty Man, give me just a second here. I'm actually waiting for an invite from Grumpy. But I will pull you into the team after I get done with this. Yeah, I didn't want to do the hat today there, Augie. I just, or the hair, so I just threw the hat on. How are you this evening? Well, why don't we start looking at the ship here while we're waiting for Grumpy, if we can get an invite to an ISC. I think Augie's been waiting for a few hours, so that may be a little while. Solar, what's up, dude? Crash my ship into a planet. Well, if I only could, it probably would happen quite a bit. And I'm getting an alert here from YouTube. Let's see what it's saying to me. I am really pushing my bandwidth right now, so... It's not receiving enough. Main smooth stream. Well, hopefully that straightens out. Fix a couple things. Bear with me, guys. Here, this is kind of a mess. Get rid of that. And let's do that. Let's see if it fixes itself. Your space truck, and I saw that in your Discord earlier. Hey, how bad is my stream dropping frames, Solar? Is it terrible? Render time's good. Live stream, okay, that was from earlier. Doesn't seem to be? Okay. Please use keyframe frequency of 4 a second or less. Okay, so it probably just spiked there for a moment. Well, if it looks good to solar, then it's good. All right, why don't we go ahead and jump into taking a look at this build. It's nothing super special, but I've done one run in it, and it did pretty damn good. It's a pretty straightforward beam overload build. I'm using phasers. Nothing real special in terms of which phaser beams I'm using, with the exception of a couple, which we'll talk about. You mean worst quality ever? Yeah, that's just the content, Solar, so as long as it looks good. So we're using the Terran Task Force phaser. This is a rep phaser. Very, very good. Should be on all of your phaser builds, be it beam or cannon. It's a must-have if you're doing phaser. Using integrity linked, and I just kind of upgraded what I had. I mean, most people are going to tell you that sensor linked are the best, and they're probably right, but it's such a nominal difference, it's really not a big deal, and they tend to be really, really expensive. Ghost Rider, how's it going, man? Thank you. So I'm, if you're min-maxing it, that might make a difference if you have a full set, but I don't know that you're going to notice that, so... Pelennor 04. Can you move the ship frame to the left? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me change my view here. I apologize. I'm new. Not really. I should know better. What happens when you're doing it live? There we go. Thank you. Your cam. Yep. Thanks, Augie. On my nose. Okay, you'll see I am using agony phasers. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a set, and I was trying to do something a little bit different than what you were doing. I went with DPS beam overload build on this one, and for anybody interested in doing a tank on this, because this ship is really, I think, probably built best for tank. Definitely check out Augmented Dictator's video on it. It's very, very good. He goes into some good detail too for that higher end tanking, and just in general, the concepts behind that. So definitely check out Augmented Dictator Gaming. Sorry, man, didn't realize. Oh, it's all good, Gowdy man. I just jumped on. There's no way of knowing in game, right? I like the Sovereign class ship, yes, and I've been sticking to using that on YouTube for the most part on my free-to-play account. I love that ship. I'm using actually right now the Tier 5X, so it's Tier 5U with the X upgrade, and it's excellent. Tonight I just wanted to do something on my main account with one of the new ships, something a little different from normal, just for fun. It was kind of on the fly. Like I said, I'm taking a risk because all three of my kids are still awake, but hey, we'll yell at them if they come in here, so it'll be a good time. So yeah, basic, I'll just jump back into the build, we'll get through this, and Augie, is Grumpy any closer to wanting to run an ISE? Oh, I love him. Okay, where was I? So Terran Task Force phaser in the front, and then I'm using a linked and then also a targeting link. So these are both phasers. One comes from the Discovery lockboxes, the other one comes from the Terran Empire lockboxes. I don't think that's exactly what they're called, but this is the latest Terran ones, and they give you just a passive boost, so they don't have a proc inherent built into it. So these targeting ones, it's +5 accuracy, +5 tactical readiness. Again, I mean, you could use just crafted ones and upgrade these completely, and the difference is going to be nominal. So he's dropping the kids off at the pool. Of course he is. Okay. Well, I might be able to just fit in an ISA, or Augie, if I'm sure you want to run a ISE, and if anybody else would like to, we could do that. If you're still running your tank, we could match the one from the video earlier. I'll throw a link to it at the end of this when I go back and edit it for anybody that wants to check that out. It's a tank build in this ship, and it's very, very good. My kids are up too. Yeah. Well, it's only, what, 8:30 for me. I normally wait till about 9 because that's their bedtime. So their mom said she'd handle it. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so phasers. I mean, that's basically the bottom line here. And Terran Task Force is a must-have. So we'd put that in the special category. Otherwise, fill in the rest that aren't special ones with whatever kind of phaser you want to. Using the Dark Matter Torpedo. This is from the Disco Rep. Excellent torpedo. It's got a good proc on it. Or is that every time? That's every time. So you get the physical damage every second for 20 seconds. This also procs the Chemosite Bridge Officer ability when it's running, and can add up to a decent amount of damage. Using the standard space set here, the Colony Deflector for the critical chance and severity. Next is going to be the engines, which is the prevailing innovative impulse engines. This is a rep piece as well from the competitive rep. And the main reason this is here is because anytime you use a firing mode, it gives you a large speed boost, which is huge for me. Getting around the map for anybody running on the higher end of wanting to push that DPS is going to need to get around that map fast, and this engine is one of the best ways to go about doing that. Okay, what do we got next here? We have the Terran Task Force Warp Core. This one, Augie had actually recommended this, about a month back or so for energy builds, and I'm liking it quite a bit. The main reason for this is because it boosts the maximum amount of weapons damage or weapons power that you can have. Does it do it for all? Yeah, for all of them. So if you look down at the bottom here, get that to pop up. So I have 125 energy weapon, or weapons energy, I guess, 125 out of 100. That's the current cap. Once I go into combat, that'll start going up. And with beam overload, that's huge to have extra weapons power to be able to pull from, because beam overload is really going to start drawing from that and pulling it down. And if it starts to get low, if you're not spec'd or built right for that, you'll start losing quite a bit of damage output with that dropping. Last, we have the Tilly Shield. Great shield. It looks like garbage, I think, the visual, personally. But the main reason for this is your weapon attacks cause enemy shields to receive 11.5% increased damage over 10 seconds. So essentially, it helps you deal more damage. When I start playing STO, my character will be a Romulan who joins the Federation. That's a good call. Romulan, and I would even consider doing an alien Romulan. You can still make him look Romulan, but he'll have extra personal space and personal ground trait slots, or slot. So it'll have one extra over all the other races that you could pick. Romulan's definitely the best way to go, though, because you can buy superior Romulan operatives off the exchange for pretty inexpensive. I bought 2 today for one was 500 EC and the other one was 1,000 EC, a science and a tactical. All other factions have to spend quite a bit of dilithium and fleet marks in order to get those officers, and they can only get tactical officers. So generally you can only fit 2 into a build if you're not a Romulan faction. All right, we're using the trilithium omnidirectional, and this is for the proc to increase firing cycle haste. And then again, we're using 2 random phaser beams in the back. And then I'm using another Omni phaser. This is an emitter linked as well. These can be a little pricey. If I didn't have this, it would just be a regular phaser Omni. This is what I had, so I used it. This isn't going to make or break this build if you're doing something similar. Everyone is friends now. Star. Death Star? Jesus Christ. How's it going? Returning new player. What rep would you recommend to start on? If you're starting at 0, I mean, all of them. I mean, if you run, 4 or 5 TFOs every time you're on or more, you can afford to work on all of them at once. So you don't really have to pick one, but if you were going to focus on one, if I was going to focus on one, competitive, discovery, also the Omega, I normally will get that up at least to the first one complete so I can get the console out of that. But then past that, discovery and the competitive for sure. Because the discovery is going to get you this torpedo. It's going to get you this shield. It's going to get you this console right here. And I was considering putting the wide angle dual beam bank from the discovery rep on here as well, but I opted not to. But so I mean, that's 4 pieces. The warp core is really good from that as well. So I mean, if I only could pick one, it probably would be the discovery. Although it'd be hard with the Terran Task Force. I mean, there's not much else I use out of it. Or I'm sorry, not the Terran Task Force, but the competitive, other than just this engine. But that would be my second pick because that engine is worth it that much. But if I could only pick one, it would definitely be the Disco rep. Okay, so that's the weapons. Pretty straightforward. I'm using batteries for energy weapons. We're using the Deuterium Surplus. This gives us basically an extra speed boost. Gives you some defense as well, which doesn't really matter. Speed boost and turn rate's why I have it. Yeah, no problem at all. If you have any other questions, just ask. We're using the subspace field modulator, and this is for damage resistance if we start getting into a bind or focused on. It's wide angle, but problem is, yeah, I'm pretty good too with flying the ship, Augie, where I kind of stay angled and then I kind of dip the nose in for the torpedo to go off, but I just didn't feel like I'd get as much out of it as not having it and making sure I just stay pretty much broadside the whole time. I was thinking about, I probably will put it on and just try it, but I just felt like, I don't know, my piloting isn't as good as it probably could be. If it was beam overload, all dual bank, or forward firing, that's on there for sure. In fact, it's on my my free-to-play tactical officer. And that's 6 months old, that character, and he's doing 160k in an ISA pug run, which isn't bad for 0 money spent and 6 months worth of work on him. So last in the device slot is going to be the Kobayashi. I can't ever say Maru. This will warp in the ship and start handing out buffs to everybody, essentially. And then I didn't put anything else in there because I didn't really have anything else that I felt like was worthwhile. With the X upgrades, if you already have 4 slots, there's not anything else to put in there really, in my opinion, but teach their own on that. For the universal slot, we used the Lorca console. This gives you a huge boost to your critical chance, weapons power, which is important for us in this beam overload build, and then Starship shield penetration, which is also a good thing. We're using the second piece that goes with the chemosite, or not the chemosite, the, is it chemosite? No. Trilithium Omni. And this gives you some power transfer hull. This is one of those exceptions I make where I think the 2-piece is worth having this one in. This isn't a super impressive console by itself, but what it gives you isn't bad, right? So I mean, it gives you decent survivability, and the 2-piece on it is what I'm really after, which is an extra 5% firing cycle haste. Now I talked about this in one of my other videos, but with beam overload, which is really what I like to run if I'm doing beams and I'm not tanking, beam overload slows down your firing cycle haste, or how fast it fires. So anything that you can put into your build that's going to boost that back up is going to pay off exponentially. Romulan character will wear the Federation DS9 uniform because DS9 is my favorite series. It's my favorite series as well, Ghost. I like them all. I don't have any hate towards any of them, but I really enjoyed Deep Space Nine personally quite a bit. I thought the characters, the writing, the interaction, the dynamic characters was really good. It's definitely my favorite. And I'm not knocking any of the other ones. Maybe a little bit on Enterprise, but we won't talk about that. I still watched them all twice, so. Next, we have the weaponized helical. This came off of one of the legendary ships from last year, one of the 10-year anniversary legendary ships, and I have it here for the passives, which are awesome. So it's 15% phaser damage, 15% critical severity, which is great. The clicky's okay, so it puts out physical damage, 10% chance to hold for 10 seconds, which I'm assuming would proc. Am I even running that? Let's see here. I'm not running cold-hearted, and I don't know that it would proc it. I don't know if well, no, it's control, so that wouldn't have anything to do with it. Yeah, so that should work on the controlled countermeasures. So, but anyways, the clicky's kind of whatever. I do slot it, and I will click it because it makes me feel good, but I don't have it there for that. I have it for the passive. So, mirror crossfield. I don't think I have the mirror crossfield. Oh, okay, but it was included on the crossfield from the bundle because it had all of the stuff on it, right? From all the variants. Yeah, clicking it better on EPG. Yep. Agreed. I click it when I get in a good cluster. Like I said, it makes me feel good, but it's not a make or break, obviously, on the build. Next, we have Domino. And this is going to give us the accuracy, phaser boost, and this is mainly here for the clicky. So when we click that, it's going to give us plus 25% firing cycle haste, 25% all damage, bonus damage that is, and then recharge speed for bridge officer abilities, 100% recharge speed for torpedo weapons. Really? I never read that part before. Torpedo ability. I wish that was an account unlocked for me from the event. I had to get it out of the Phoenix packs, unfortunately. So, Nigel, what's up, buddy? What is the cutoff year on vehicles for the new Homelink frequency? I don't want to talk work right now, bro. Okay, and it's around 2008, and I'm gonna block you. I'm just joking. What's up, man? One of the reasons I got the original pack. Okay, it was for that console. Yeah, it's badass. I use it on everything that's phaser. But this, I wish I had done the event for the Bajoran Interceptor so I could have this on all of my characters, but unfortunately, I do not. All right. Next, we have the Dynamic Power Redistribution Module. This is from the, is it the Atlas? This is a lockbox, Affinity lockbox ship, and most players, if they play through these events that were just announced today, should probably consider getting that ship, because this console is pretty badass. You can pretty much use it on any kind of build in the game, and it's either heal me, I'm about to die, and it will do that, or it's a I'm winning and I want to just pound them the rest of the way out of the map, and it'll do that too. So. It's a very, very good console to have. Yes, it is, Augie. Trolling me. Definitely not. I'm fixing. Doxing? Yeah. Yeah, don't start that, huh? Send the SWAT team. All right, so what do we got here next? So next is my run that I use on basically every single ship except for Science. This is where a huge chunk of the critical chance and severity comes from. These are the main things I'm after. And I'll probably do a series on this specifically. You know, if you're getting Lobi from the event that's coming up, or you still have the Lobi from the last year's event. The consoles I would recommend spending that on, if you're going to spend it on consoles, are going to be these three right here. In my opinion, there's nothing better in that store. There are things for specific types of builds that are very valuable, but these three consoles you can use on any type of build in the game. And let's make sure that everyone can see that good. I don't have my preview up because it was whacking out my stuff, but so we have the binaural infused circuitry, and this is here for the massive 26 plus critical severity. We We have the Swarmer Processor, and this is here for the huge critical chance severity, which is 3.9. Accuracy isn't a terrible thing either. And then we have the Tachyokinetic Converter, and this is here for both the critical chance and critical severity. As I've said in the past, the Borg, or the Omega console, this is from the first tier of the rep. And they used to call it, or I used to think of it as the poor man's version of this, but they're almost identical, and I just run them both. So this is going to give you critical chance and critical severity. It also gives you weapons power, which again on a build like this is good. Also gives you some control, which on a build like this doesn't really matter. But it's a great console, and you can get it on like day 4 of playing the game if you are doing your Omega rep daily, once you're leveled, that is. And then last, I am using vulnerability locators for phaser for all 3 of the tactical consoles here. So that is what I have in terms of the build of gear. Let's take a look at the skills I'm using. I think pretty much the standard Augie catch-all one. I might have snuck a point into hull plating. I used to do all 3. It makes me feel good, but I've been slowly pulling that back a little bit. But you'll see I have EPG, so this is pretty much Augie's catch-all skill tree. Running Strategist and Intel on this build. For traits, using pretty standard stuff here as well. There's nothing special or out of the box. Good day to die, extra bonus damage with go down fighting. Beam training. Gives you bonus damage for your beam weapons. Context is for kings. Depending on what's happening, you're either going to get damage resistance or bonus damage. We're running Anchored. So when we are stationary for 5 seconds, you start to pick up bonus damage. 5% bonus damage. And that stacks, I believe it's 4 times. You do start to lose resistance ratings, though, and that you got to be careful on that. You got to make sure you've built in a way to where either you're with a tank or you're killing things way faster than they can kill themselves. Use an operative for the critical severity and critical chance. Innocuous, and this is for the critical severity and importantly for the threat generation reduction. You'll see on the ship I don't have much in the way of heals. We'll look at the bridge officer stations here in a minute. So what I really focus on is not attracting attention, and so that's going to happen through threat control, essentially, placating, those kinds of things. So that's pretty much how I build most of my DPS builds around, is with everything's pretty much damage output based, and then I use peripheral things to try and lose that threat that I'm generating from doing the damage. Let's see here. Using Terran targeting. This is here for the critical severity. Intelligence attaché, agent attaché, and this is here for the cooldown. So you get 2% cooldown reduction for captain's abilities on critical strikes. So if you have a high critical rate or even a mildly high critical rate, depending on how long the match is going, this is very, very useful. It's outrageously expensive on the exchange right now. Once they add it to the choice pack box, it'll get much, much cheaper. And then lastly, for the personal space traits, we're using Fleet Coordinator. Right, Starship traits. So I'm also going to do a video on this. This ship that this trait comes off of should be everybody's first buy if they do decide to spend money on the game. Emergency weapons cycle. This gives you a massive reduction to the weapons power cost for 30 seconds. And what triggers that? Weapons power cost plus weapons firing haste. Even say, am I reading this right? On emergency power, okay, on emergency power to weapons, which we are using, you get that negative 30%. And the cooldown for this, with either Oxtobat or Photonic Officer, is going to be under 30 seconds. So this is going to be up full time. And then it also gives you a 20% firing cycle haste. Unless you're going to play this game and you're never going to do anything but science or torpedo builds, if you're going to do anything else, which most people are, they're going to do beams or cannons, you want this trait. And this comes off of the Arbiter. It's the battle cruiser, tier 6. I'll put some info down in the description when the stream is over, so you guys can check that out. Next we have Strike from Shadows, which is probably the next best trait, I think, overall in the game. And what this does is, the biggest thing is all of it, what it does is really good, but it reduces your threat by 60%, which is excellent. So going back to, being able to not have to worry so much about healing yourself, and more so about just not, generating threat with the damage that you're doing. And then this also gives you a stacking critical chance and critical severity, which is very, very nice. And that stacks up to, is it 3 times? Or does it not stack at all? It does not stack. That's okay. 5% critical chance is a huge boost, and then the bonus damage is very, very nice as well. Emergency weapon cycle for torpedoes, really? How come? If you think about it, momentum is basically emergency power to weapons for torpedoes. Yeah, it is. Death Star, I appreciate. Oh, my eyes are blurry. Pinging where to get the traits from. Still trying to. Okay, yeah, and I'll you're welcome. I'll post a I'll put in the description when it's over just the names of these traits that are C-store purchasable. If you have questions on any of the other stuff, so I don't have this build in a text format. This is just something I put together. It's pretty standardized beam overload build. The traits I kind of mixed myself, but they're not, I mean, I'm sure you can find other people that have done the exact same thing, so it's not like I, invented the wheel with that. But you're more than welcome to join the Discord. You can ask any questions you'd like there as well, and I'd be more than happy to give you direction as to, where some of these traits come from. Keg, how's it going? Good to see you again. It doesn't stack, but it's easy to keep up 100% of the time. Right, okay. Yeah, and I don't know why I thought it did, but there's so many different traits and stuff, man. It's just hard to remember every single detail. I just know that it gives bonus, and it gives a good chunk of the critical chance. And you're right, that should be able to stay up 100% of the time. If you have tank, STS, going to be up 100% of the time. Okay. You have a tank. Okay, gotcha. Yep. So they're targeting the tank, so. All right, next is probably one of the more expensive traits in the game, and this is weapon emitter overload. This comes off of the Juggernaut, which is a promo ship. I didn't win it from a box because I kind of feel like that's near impossible. Obviously, it's not since I got it, but it cost me basically everything I own in game. I traded somebody for it, quite a bit of stuff, and was able to get that. Okay, next is the supercharged weapons. This comes off of, I believe, the Tactical Odyssey Tier 6 variant. I call all the Odysseys. I know that's not the exact name of it, but it's the Tier 6 tactical version this comes off of. And every time you fire a torpedo, it stacks up to 3 times, 10% Cat 1 damage for 20 seconds, and critical chance 1.5 and 6.6 critical severity. This is a very good trait as well. And this is why I mix in a torpedo on pretty much all of my builds. I mean, everybody wants a torpedo on their ship, right? I mean, it just feels so good, especially when you send that spread off and all that kind of thing. Without this trait, it's almost not worth it unless it's kind of a specialty thing. With this trait, it's worth it every time. So you can have that torpedo on there and not feel guilty about it. Ronnie, how you doing tonight, man? Good to see you. Supercharged weapons. Good one to have. It's another C-store trait. So, and actually, 3 out of the first 4 are from the C-store. Overpowered and overgunned on beam or cannon special firing mode. Negative 15% weapons power cost. And this also gives us 12.5% firing haste. So perfect for beam overload build. We want to reduce our power consumption, and we want to increase how fast it is firing. This, I believe, came from the legendary bundle, so it comes off of one of those ships. I'll have to look it up and find out for you guys on that. The tier 6 scimitar pack is 60k. Solid investment. Are you asking? So I'm one of those people on bundles. That would probably be one of the other or only bundles I would like say, yeah, that's not a bad deal. And again, it's all subjective, right? And I went on a whole rant my last stream about this. That comes with the same pack or the same set of consoles, I believe, is the Odyssey tier 6 bundle pack. And those consoles are good, and altogether they're really good for tanking. So in that instance, I think that's a decent investment if you intend on at some point down the road doing a tank, and at least 2 of the consoles are pretty damn good by themselves. So out of all the 3 packs where you're getting essentially the same ship with a slightly different layout, different trait, 1 different console, I would say that one's probably a solid investment, relatively speaking. I'm kind of one of those people on some of these, like, I just don't want a slightly different... I end up only playing one of them, right? So you're buying... If you can use all the traits and all the consoles... So I don't want to say, yeah, you're going to buy 3 ships and only fly 1. Well, shit, I have tons of ships, and I only fly like 4 or 5 of them on a regular basis, right? Because a lot of them we get for the traits and the consoles off of them, so... Pilot Defiant... Overpowered, overgunned. Okay. That makes sense. I love that. I love that ship, Pilot Defiant. I just broke my all-time DPS record, actually, earlier today on Kusaku's stream. I did just over 500k. I was pretty excited. Q broke his record at the same time as well, so it was a fun time. Good lunch break there. All right, lastly, for the traits, we're using super weapon Ingenuity. And this is extending our beam overload. So we're using Ox to Bat to cool down beam overload. You can only cool it down half of its stock cooldown time, which is 15 seconds. It runs for 10, and this trait adds another 5 seconds to that, which gives us 15 seconds of run time. And we also have a cooldown where it's only taking 15 seconds. So essentially, beam overload is up the entire time that we're running it. So this is an excellent trait. This comes from off a Lobi ship. It is a Zendi ship. It is the... I can see what it looks like. Which one? The Primate ship. That's what it is. Yes, Augie, you were tanking that one. You were tanking that in that build, right? The one in this same ship. I think you were, if I remember correctly. That was a good run. I should have recorded it. That's right. I got the upload, so it's there. All right. And then again, these are pretty standard. This is what I mainly run on everything, even if I'm not running cold-hearted with controlled countermeasures. A lot of times somebody is, and if I'm not running this, I'm going to run probably the torpedo boost in its place, since I'm always running a torpedo. And in fact, I don't have cold-hearted on here, so let me go ahead and do that. No, you know, I'm gonna leave it on, because if we ever get into this ISE, Augie, what's Nord doing? Is he done dropping the kids off? Somebody's gonna have that in there with their tank. So we're running advanced targeting, and this is for the 20% critical severity. And these are all rep items that you'll unlock as you progress through the rep system. And we are running precision for the +5 critical chance. What you want?
Charger.
Well, what charger?
You.
What kind? Like a phone charger?
Yeah.
I don't have any phone chargers out here. It's by my bed. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Then we're running Tyler's Duality, and this is a scaling critical chance. It's based on your hull with a maximum at 200,000 hull. You will get 7.5 critical severity. So even at half that, it's still a very, very good boost. Works with the Soliton Wave Impeller Escort. You were half asleep. This works with it? Because that has control, right? Because it slows or... Yeah, it slows them, doesn't it? Or has a chance of doing that. Lastly, this is from the Gamma Rep. And this is magnified firepower, and it's going to give us plus 6.3 bonus weapons damage, which is very nice. I'm not going to go into detail on it, but for those that don't know, there's a difference between when it says damage boost or plus whatever percent damage and bonus damage. So bonus damage is calculated after all of your base damages. And Cat 1 damage, non-bonus damage, is calculated every time off of the base damage. So whatever your weapon reads, say, on the ground, and let's say you add 10, say the weapon does, I don't know, let's just say 100 phaser damage, and you add a console that does 10% regular damage boost, you're going to have 110%. If you add a second one, it's only going to add another 10% because it's calculating it off of that base 100 every time. Bonus damage is going to take 120% if we add those two consoles and times it by that. So bonus damage is huge. So if it says that, you definitely want it with whatever it is you're going after. All damage, consoles that do like bonus all damage, like the DPRM, that's going to also boost like your science, torpedo, all damage, and it's a bonus damage to it. So that's why those consoles are so good, even though they're clickies that, you know, mainly we can only get away with using once, maybe twice in an ISC run. The only things down here that really matter to me are going to be this one here. Quantum singularity manipulator, and that basically is because it almost acts like a cloak for you. So again, avoiding the damage. If you start to take it and you click this, or you know you got in ahead of the tank, click on this, and it basically acts kind of like acts like a cloak for 5 seconds. And then this guy right here is deploy sensor interference platform, and basically this is gonna put out a bunch of aggro for enemy NPCs to want to shoot this instead of you. You do not want to use this if you're running an elite, you know, run with a dedicated tank. So it's going to pull the aggro off of them, and in a lot of instances they're still going to be getting hit, but it's not going to be enough to proc the abilities they have to keep them alive, and it just causes all kinds of problems. So if you're pug running it, use this all day long. If you're not, you want to think about when and where and whether or not you should. All right, well, I think that covered... Nope, let's look at stations. So again, nothing super special here. Torpedo spread, because we got a torpedo, chemosite. This adds basically a radiation proc to your torpedoes every time, and a 10% chance to your beam, or if you had cannons, to each of your firing cycles for that. Distributed targeting, this is meh, you know, but I don't really have anything else to put here, so that's there. Attack pattern beta. It's an excellent ability. It's if you look at the last video I put up with you know, bridge officer abilities you need for beginners, this was on the list. So you definitely want to use that. Obviously we got beam overload up here. For science, we're using hazard emitters. This gives you a nice heal, but it also procs strategist to, or is it intel strategist, to give you an extra I think it's 3% critical chance. We're using very cold in space. This does cold damage, flight speed reduction. So this would be a control ability as well, wouldn't it? Yeah, and negative flight friction. It's kind of a weird phrase. And then we're using destabilizing resonance beam. And this is a mission reward that you can learn to craft it. Got here about 30 minutes. What ship are we using? So we're using the legendary, see if I can get this out of the way. Basically the Enterprise C, the Ambassador class. What we're going to be using here. I was hoping we'd be able to get an ISC together. I'm still have my fingers crossed. If not, we'll run it through a few TFOs and see how it does. I just wanted to go over the build real quick with what we had on. It's never real quick, but that's okay. We're having fun. So it's the legendary Intel support cruiser, and yeah, we'll look at the ship itself and just kind of some of the stuff it has built in just a moment here. I'm using emergency power 2 engines. This is to proc a duty officer that I have to keep evasive maneuvers up and ready for me as much as possible. We are using Let It Go, and this is for cold damage, resistance rating, whatever. But it also gives a -5 all damage resistance rating every second for 20 seconds. Stacks up to 20 times. So pretty big reduction for the damage resistance if you put this on a gate or on a tactical cube or something like that. Ox to Bat, along with the duty officers, this is what's cooling down all of my abilities, so I can keep most of them up about full time. And then emergency power to weapons, so we can get that extra damage boost. So you'll see if you look at the last video that I did, all of the abilities that I discussed needing to have are on here, with the exception of Photonic Officer, and I touched on that a bit. It's either Photonic Officer or Ox to Bat. I didn't go over Ox to Bat in that video because it was for more of beginners, and that's something you're not going to have right off the bat because the duty officers take a little bit of a grind, or they can be fairly expensive to obtain. But those main abilities, like I said in that video, I wasn't lying. They're on all my builds. They're kind of the foundation of anything that's straightforward in terms of cannon or beam builds. Okay, rep, nothing in there. And then duty officers, I mentioned I think about half of them already. So this one here is going to give me additional damage to Borg. It's not a lot. There's probably better, well, there is better stuff to slot here, with the exception of my Ox to Bat duty officers, which are these 3 here. And this guy here, he gives me the cooldown on my evasive maneuvers by using emergency power to weapons. These other 2, there's probably much better stuff that we could put in here. I know it's pretty expensive, some of it. To be honest, I just haven't looked into it, and I really should if I really want to min-max some of this stuff. But that's what we're running there for duty officers. So the ship itself, I left it all stock. Yeah, I left it all stock. I think I did change the skin. I think it's a pretty good looking ship, to be honest. I really like the just basic ambassador class. It looks so good. But this isn't bad looking either. I got those goddamn engines. I thought I took them off. They come back all the time. Rep engine visuals, they bother me badly. And then the crazy thing on this ship, they gave it a cloak, which I still don't know exactly why they did that. Somebody said, well, it's Intel. Okay, well, I mean, there's other ships with Intel that don't have a cloak. I don't have a problem with it. I just think it's weird, that's all. It's kind of nice to use it at the beginning of your runs. Get that extra, that extra bonus damage when you decloak. So when we run the ISA with it, or ISE, we'll cloak at the beginning, and when you come out of cloak for 5 seconds, you have plus 15% bonus damage. That's a lot of extra damage. I mean, 15% bonus damage is like the equivalent of having 2 more of these on a build like this for that amount of time. So that's excellent. So I mean, that's basically what this button does in terms of the cloak. If you're playing storyline missions and things like that, then oh, I gotta reposition my leg. Then it can be a lot of fun using it, in some of those roles, and running the missions and just having a good time. Cloaks are always fun. But in terms of damage output and running your TFOs and stuff, most of the time you're not going to be out of combat very long in between or during it. Sometimes you will on some of them, but otherwise, make sure you're cloaked at the beginning, fly in there, decloak, and get that free bonus. Let's turn this visual off. Okay, let's get rid of that. Yeah, but I'm happy with the way the ship looks. I don't think it looks bad at all. I went back and forth between this and the tier 6 ambassador class non-legendary one, and they're not a lot different. I mean, other than the skin, there is a different trait that comes on this, which we went over in the last stream. Why are you changing? Okay. When reduced below 25% hull, heal for 63,000 over 3 seconds. So it's basically an automatic oh crap button that just goes off. Big Papa Tart, what's up, buddy? How you doing? So it's kind of meh to me. I don't know that I'd use it. The main trait, this is also the trait that comes from the tier 6 version of this, and it's awesome. If you're gonna tank, you need to have this. It's kind of the cornerstone to build your tank around. So I definitely recommend the base model of this ship, if you will. And this one I'm enjoying. It's I've only done one run in it. I did work on an Augie tank build on my tanking character. I was integrating it with my Bowel anti-proton build, but it's not quite done, and that was just for me for fun, really. I wanted to do something a little bit different on this, at least compared to what everybody else is doing, which is the tanking stuff, which is really probably where this ship is gonna shine the most. So, let's see about getting a run together, and we can see how this thing does. I'm gonna drop in on Grumpy's stream, maybe. My dropped frame counter is so high, and I don't know why. I'm not even moving. I think it's because all my kids are they still awake? They should be asleep by now. They better turn their computers off. I think I pushed the upload bandwidth a little far this time, but we'll see what happens when we do this run. I'm running at 13,000K on this. YouTube's nice because it'll take it. I think my last one I did it at 12, and I didn't get any of this isse. I think I have 20. Anyways, not Star Trek related. So let's see, Augie, what's that looking like? We got me, we got you, we got Papa Tart. I'm sure we can get some other volunteers. Do an ISE. Bring whatever you got. You, me, and Grumpy. Almost over the bowel tank after seeing. Yeah, I started off with a phaser set up on it on my actually on this ship, and then I'm like, why am I doing this? Like the build I have, or the weapons and everything for the Bowel weapons, they're all maxed, engineered. It works really good. I'm like, why don't I like incorporate two things that work? We all have the same thought. It makes sense, right? Take two things that are working and put it together instead of starting from scratch all over again. Grumpy got his tank set up, or? All right, I'm gonna pop in and just take a look at what he's doing. Hopefully it doesn't crash my internet. Oh, come on. Sorry, chat, give me a second. I cannot see you. What's Grumpy doing? He's on the other side of the room. It is really hot in here right now. All right, let me switch back over. Sorry, chat. I'm building a tank with the legendary exploration cruiser. Not sure if that is enough for your team. The ship is fine. The question is what the build looks like. And we're all fine with just giving it a shot, or if you want to start with maybe, if you're not sure, if you want to start with maybe another DPS build, and it can be anything. I mean, we're not picky, you know, so it's up to you. Papa Tart can also tank, but if you feel like you can do it, we'll give it a shot. I mean, worst thing is we all die, and you know, we try it again in 30 minutes. So not a big deal. He found me. I'm gonna start putting a team together here, guys. Oh, did I get him before he warped out? There it is. Got Augie. And Augie he's actually in his tank. Keg, do you have anything else? I mean, you can bring that as well. It's up to you. I've never ran an ISC with 2 tanks. Grab the wrong screen here. Anybody that wants in, just put username in chat or an X. You can also DM me in Discord if you do not want to put your in-game name in chat here. Mine is MC Stew 2001. So just at MC Stew 2001. And we're doing a private, so you can be Klingon aligned or Romulan or any kind of faction is fine. Big Papa Tart, did you want to go? Let's see if Gouty Man's around as well. He's been working on his beam build. Oh, Augie, if I could, I would had. That wasn't my MO though when I created my account, you know. Something I evolved into. And I believe this is this big Papa Tart. Oh, we're just gonna throw invites. Anyone that shows up. Yes, it is. Thought so. Live. Let me reach out here to a couple people. Yeah, we could do an ISA, but I mean, we'll just blow through that so quickly, it'll be ridiculous. Gouty Man. Gouty Man, you said you're live streaming right now? I'll join. Okay. Let's get you one. So we just need one more. Curlin here. I need someone to talk out of getting Dominion dual cannons. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything in game chat. Keg, did you send me a request? Let's get you in here. There we go. And Gouty Man, let me get you an invite, and then we should be good to go. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is everyone. Everyone make sure their traits and specializations are set up. We got Kagan. So everyone just give me an X either in game chat or on YouTube here when you guys are ready, and we'll go ahead and do this ISE. I'm really interested to see how this ship does. I did one run, pug run in ISA earlier, and I was pleasantly surprised. I'll show you the parse after we get done here. Gouty Man, Big Papa Tart, Augie's always ready, and then Keg, just let me know when you are ready. Make sure if you feel like you're getting a delay, sometimes on YouTube, if like when I went into Q's stream the other day, I was actually watching like 30 seconds behind. I actually started like 5 minutes behind because you can just start it at the beginning. So, and sometimes you'll have to grab the little scroll thing and pull it forward just to make sure that you're up in real time. But we will wait for your affirmative on being ready before we launch here. Oh, sorry guys, I just hit the mic. Let's see here. I'll send you an in-game. That will be real time. Let's chop that word in half. Oh, I did. Okay. I just want to make sure you're good to go before we launch. Keg. Big Papa Tart, how are you liking that ship? Thing looks so cool. Like paper thin. Keg, are you out there? You ready to go? I don't want to launch you into it if you're moving something around or not ready. These aren't bad looking ships. Augie, was that a stock pattern that you just colored, or is there's not a mirror version of this ship? Best parse ever today, 350K. Really? Nice. Congrats on that. Getting those big ones are always nice. I never expect it when it happens either. There is Gouty Man. I think that's probably one of the most beautiful ships in the game, though. I love this ship. Ready. All right. Okay, everybody is ready. Let's go ahead and do this. Not from there. We're going to go private. Infected, and we're going to go elite. Let's make sure the parse is activated, because that's always a fun time where you do the run and then you realize, I didn't turn the parse on. All right, we got that. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's always nice when it pops real quick. Okay, we're gonna turn on weapon system efficiency. We're definitely gonna change this damn music. Damn it, I keep forgetting to slot the Kobayashi Maru on my toolbar. God damn it, I did this last time. Whew. Oh, God damn it. I'm like, why is this happening to me? All right, everybody wants to bail out of there. Gouty Man, go ahead and leave the map. So we had a load-in issue. I want to make sure everybody's out before I go. Keg, you're gonna want to leave the map. Let me message him in game here. Run away and leave map. And let's copy that so we can send it again if we need to. That might have put us on cooldown. Who was it? Yeah, some Kenny G. We gotta skip that, Nigel. All right, I was not paying attention at the beginning. So what happened is we went in and somebody didn't load, in properly. And so normally what we'll do is we'll call it volcanoing. We'll leave the map. We won't get a AFK penalty for leaving the map early because we're in a private team. So that's my fault. I should have said something prior just so everybody knew. Yeah, I think it did, because Keg didn't know. And by the time I was able to try and tell him it was too late, so that's not his fault. And let's see. Yeah, so that put us on cooldown. So why don't we do, let's just jump into something else then. Just so we can get some action in this ship and see how we do. I feel like I was doing okay, too, until I started almost dying. That probably put you on... Yeah, it did. You guys left soon enough, right? So only half of us on cooldown? No, that's okay, Big Papa Tart. I wasn't paying attention, and I should have, told everybody, Keg first, what the potential was on that. That's something we run into all the time, and I think we kind of take for granted that we know exactly what to do when that happens. Well, you know what I could do? Big Papa Tart, is just me and Keg on cooldown? You guys are not? Yeah, Big Papa Tart, don't even worry about it. That's not your fault. Yeah, no cooldown for me. Okay, so I'm assuming Augie is not. Gouty Man, did you get out of there in time? So what I could do is I could switch over to my free-to-play account. I wouldn't mind getting an ISC parse on that character. I don't think he's ever done an ISC. You're not on cooldown either. I'm assuming Keg is probably on cooldown. I did set the ship up on one other character, but it's a tank. Let's just go ahead and put the team back together, and we'll just pick a couple randos to do. You're not either? Okay. Do I still have... Okay, I still got Keg. So he's good. Yeah, he was going hard in there too. Yeah, you and me are both on cooldown. Yeah, so Keg, I should have explained prior. Sometimes we have problems where one person on the team won't load in properly, and so we'll just leave the map before it completes like that, and then we don't get put on cooldown and we can go back in. I didn't even think twice about it, so I didn't say anything before. So, yes, that was an elite that we were going, and this happens to us quite a bit with the private groups where someone doesn't load and then we'll start to leave, and I should have said something before we went in. Okay, let me put the team back together. Just got Augie. Where's Big Papa? There he is. And Gouty Man. Four. Yeah, that was definitely elite. I wasn't paying attention, so me and you went flying up there and started hammering on him, and then I started to die, and I'm like, what's happening? And then I'm like, shit, I bet. I looked up, and it was just me and you, and I think Gouty Man in there. Augie volcanoed, and then after that, Big Papa Tart loaded in. Yeah, that's okay. We didn't even get a chance to find out on that one. That wasn't your fault. That was just a failure on the game side there, and It happens. Let's do a... well, if we do a Kittimer, that'll fail without proper control. Looking at your viewer numbers, what you get on Twitch, I can see why you stream here. Yeah. YouTube's got a good community. Augie, you would do extremely well if you streamed over here. Very, very good. All right. Let's, why don't we do a Kittimer Advanced? Kittimer Vortex. For funsies? All right, here we go, guys. Did you, let me make sure I caught up with Chad here.
There are 2 active core transport conduits in this system, along with a stable species.
I think I missed something Ronnie said here. Did you install hull repair, nanites, its Borg reputation trait? No, I am not. I'm not using that. Borg, repair nanites. I am not using that. I don't think I'm using it on my tank either. Ooh, I forgot to cloak too last time, so maybe that was good. Or at least I felt like I did. The only problem with cloak is that you have to remember to decloak, which I didn't do right there, but it did take me out luckily because I got close enough to combat. But sorry, I get quiet, all intense. I'm trying to make sure I keep my mouth shut too, because I'll start just opening my mouth, focusing. Well, that's some strange reading, all right, huh? Where's this person at? There they are. She got far away, it seems like. Come on. Go closer to the gate. Let's see if I can get away with using the cloak for a second. Oh, shit. Don't want to be in that beam. I feel like she's running away a lot. Is anyone on our team science? Somebody have sub-nuke, we could do a HSA for funsies. Let's fly. It's the worst line ever. She delivered it pretty good, I thought, but I mean, it doesn't sound good when you say it. She doesn't like the agony dot. Okay, that makes her disappear real quick. Your science. Okay, you got sub-nuke. Let's do an HSA. And just make sure you save your sub-nuke for the queen at the end when she says she's, or when your bridge officer tells you feedback pulse is coming up. Someone told me once that she cloaks when people get within 5. I heard that too before. Let's see. Peg, you got booted. Let me grab you back here. Private teams tend to just kick people as well, so when we come out of TFOs, don't feel bad. We didn't kick you, it just does that. There's actually only one person left on the team. We got out of that one. And that was Big Papa. Yeah, I heard that it was like if you got too close, then she would cloak and disappear. All right, that's full team. So we're gonna do Hive Onslaught Advanced. Okay, and we got everybody as in. That's under H. That on Elite is interesting. Definitely doable, but that takes a lot of practice with the same team. All right, here we go. Advance, right? Yeah. We're just waiting. Music is terrible tonight. All right, still got batteries. We're good there. I keep forgetting about that cloak. Just gotta make sure I turn it off. Okay, 18 seconds. Got a feeling we're just gonna mow through these guys. Which feels good. See, in this one, you just got to make sure you're steering clear of all the explosions, because they will just mess you up. Uh-oh. Yeah, get ready for that sub nuke. That sub nuke will insta-kill me. Boom. Nice. Good job, guys. GG's. And we probably got about 15 minutes until ISC's up. I'd definitely like to run one of those tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to get a refill of water here. Make sure my kids are asleep. And then we'll come back. We'll probably do another just random space one. And then by that time, ISC should be off the cooldown. The neutronium console still useful. Then what is it? The neutronium D, is that what it is? I would go with for a damage console or damage resistance console, Ronnie. I would go with the tritium D. This one right here. It's an excellent console, and it's a mission drop. I'll have to look up the exact name of it. It's the one with, I think it's the one where you run into, Scotty and the Anorax and the Terran Empire are helping, and like the they're at those sphere builders places and stuff. Anyways, I'll look it up and let you know what it is. But I think a neutronium console, that is, I think that's a damage resistant one, if I remember correctly. Too late on subnuke? That's all right. On the advanced ones, a lot of times we're able to get her down before she's able to really do anything or activate it. So you did fine. If you're waiting for it and you see that pop up, because she has to start with it and then you hit it, then you're good to go. So Ragnarok, that's exactly right. Parsion 5. I don't even like to hear that. That TFO can be a nightmare sometimes. Wait! Try it again. Alright, guys. Give me like 3 or 4 minutes real quick. I'm just going to get some water, check on the kids, and then I'll be back, and we'll run another random, and then by that time, like I said, ISE should be about off cooldown, and we will go ahead and run that, and then we will call that a night. So I will be back in just a moment. right. Sorry for that long delay. Every other computer in this house was on. I had to turn them all off. I got 3 kids. They all game. My wife games and live streams, so she has a 2 PC setup. So I just had to shut down 5 computers. Costing me a fortune for electricity. All right. Let's make sure the team is together. Look at that. All right, how about, let's see what our cooldown is here on an ISE. 2 minutes? Yeah, I guess we can just chat for a minute. 2 minutes. And then do an ISE. So what we want to look for when we warp in is you'll see, the ship icons up on the top, and provided somebody hasn't cloaked, you won't see shields. That's the first thing. So just kind of look around. And then if somebody notices that somebody else is having a problem loading in, maybe put it in the game chat. So just kind of pay attention to game chat, and we should know well before it's time to start going. So just be looking out for that. If that happens, then just hit the depart system button up here at the top, and then we can just relaunch it again. As long as we don't complete it, then we won't get a an AFK penalty, or I'm sorry, as long as we don't complete it, we won't get put on cooldown, and we won't get an AFK penalty because we're going to be doing it in a private here. So affected conduit. I just gotta triple check, because every now and then I'll launch this one on accident, and it's not until I beam down and I'm like, God damn it. It's the worst. It's not a bad TFO, but when you're expecting to do something else, it's a bummer. Shren, how you doing tonight? AMC Stew, just saw your Legendary Bundle video, and I saw you didn't notice the head covering option in head option while under uniforms and some others before the breath. So are you saying that I can use that are you saying I can use the under head covering, then if I'm not in the breath category, then I can use I can kit bash it essentially? Is that what you're saying? Because I went back and looked after, and maybe I didn't look hard enough, but I still wasn't able to find where I could use the hood without being in the Barath category. I think just don't know. Okay. Grumpy said he's finally ready. Is he tanking in that ship? And is he really ready? That option is new. Okay, I'll have to go back and check it out again. That'd be awesome if you can. When I was looking live the other day, I didn't spend a lot of time digging, but it wasn't real obvious. Apparently there's an option too. If you go into head and you take the hood off, and then you go back to the shoulders, you can equip it with the hood down, is what I heard. I haven't even tried it yet, but that's what somebody was telling me yesterday in Discord when we were talking about it. There's definitely a little more research that is needed. Augie, does he have a team, or should we just send him an invite? I'll have to rotate somebody out. Yeah, he's tanking. He said he's ready. All right. Does anyone want to volunteer to step out so I can bring in Grumpy? We've been waiting for him since we started streaming. Sea Dog, how's it going? Good to see you. How's your night? Yeah, it's not real cheap. All right, Keg. I appreciate you you volunteering, and that's not a problem. Just so you know, going forward. So we'll make sure on when we do this again, which will be soon, we'll make sure we get you in. Whoops. Grumpy. He's on Carter. I think I sent him an invite. I don't normally do it through there. Doing good? Excellent. Task force operation sent is already in a task force. Augie, he's already in a team. He's probably putting one of his own together. Unless I am... yeah, oh, there it is. I did switch from my Be Right Back screen, right? Yeah, I did. Okay. See, dog, quiet's good. My quiet starts at about 9 o'clock every night. About... I have a 8, 9, and 10-year-old. Next week, I'll have a 8 and 2 10-year-olds. All boys, and it's a wild time here. Yeah, I definitely... YouTube is not liking the bitrate I'm making it use. I'll have to fix that for next time. Yeah, when kids go to bed, that's when it gets quiet. Grumpy is already in a task force. Ooh, I like that. I like that shield on that. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to invite Keg back, and let's just go ahead and do it. Because I think Grumpy's trying to put his own team together, and we already pretty much have a full one, so we can just get through this. See how we're doing. Is that the Section 31, or is that... yeah, that's the Section 31. That looks really good. The USS Enterprise A... Do you have to pay extra for that name, Gowdy Man? By the way, your Discord link on YouTube description isn't working. Yeah, I don't know, man. They told me that last time, and I went and checked it after, and it was. So I don't know what the deal is with that. It's really irritating. I checked it because it's only it only gives me one that I can put out. So watch, let me see here. Invite people, edit link. Like, I spent like 30 minutes, like, changing stuff, but the link was all the same at the end. Here, I'm going to post it in chat. Tell me if it's different. Do that. Let's do that. All right, I believe you guys. Is it different from that? Seems to work as long as you use a Z and not an S. But unfortunately, I can't see it right now. Well, actually, maybe I can. Yeah, so I just generated that link that I put in chat. I just generated that. And that's exactly the one. It's exactly the one that I have in the description. That's what I don't understand. Because I had this problem the other day. And like, if I try and launch it, it just does something weird. Oh,
hi, motherfucker. How you doing?
You scared me. So we need a tank. We need the best tank.
I apparently did not realize I was already in your Discord, and that was the problem.
Yes.
It's just normally when I click a link for a Discord I'm already in, it sends me to that Discord.
Right. And that normally is what happens for me. So when I test it, it brings me to like the home page of Discord when I test it.
Yes. That's what it was giving me too. Like, you have to install Discord. I'm like,
yeah, I already have it. Yeah, I don't know. And I just regenerated like a fresh one from the main server and posted it in chat. And that's actually the exact same one that's in my description. So I don't, it must be a setting on my Discord or something. I don't know.
It's, or it's just Discord being twitchy as Twitch is.
Yep.
But
yeah.
Hey, you're not on Twitch, so I can talk all kinds of shit about Twitch. Oh, wait, I'm on Twitch. Fuck. God damn it.
For everybody, this is Grumpy Old Nord. He live streams on Twitch. He is live right now, and we will also put his link in the chat. We can't raid from YouTube, unfortunately, but this is going to be my last run, and so when we are done, you guys should definitely go and check him out.
All right, well, I am ready. I finally got this new tank build ready to go, so I was trying to get you and Augie, but you guys were in a team together.
Yes, I have one slot left. We were running just randoms and stuff. Did you already start putting one together?
Yes, I've got 3 people. I got two spots ready.
Okay. Papa and
you said you want to do an ISE.
Yep. Papa and Gouty Man, can I boot you guys? I apologize. And then I'll break up the team, and if you want to invite Augie and that should get us all set.
There we go. That is beautiful.
Should be we're glad you're here, not you're here. Thank you, Sea-Dog. I will fix that. My reading and writing skills are subpar. And I almost have a full 2-minute clip reel of me sounding out usernames and getting them wrong, and those kinds of things should be really good when it comes out.
Well, let me know when you're ready.
How does one acquire that ship? I am, I just need, let me make sure that, hold on, let me get my shit together. Leave team. Okay, me and Augie are both off of the team. So we will take invites, please. This ship comes from the Legendary bundle that just came out. Thank you, Big Papa Tart.
Are you in the Connie?
No, I'm in, same one you are, but I'm not, it's not a tank build.
Oh, okay, thank God.
Yep.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with having 2 tanks.
But we want to blow stuff up. Thank you.
You are, and let me grab Augie. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having 2 tanks or 2 controllers, just as long as you have a tank and a control.
Yep. I was thinking, what if we ran like 5 tanks? You know, we would be able to get through it. We would just slowly grind the map down, I think is what would happen. We would get through it, though.
We did on my stream, what was it, about a month ago? 2-3 weeks ago? Something like that. We did an all control run.
Oh, really?
A lot better than we thought it would, but that was because we had, I think it was, who was it? Somebody was doing a control tank build.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, because...
Basically a tank with a lot of control.
Yep.
Okay, I guess.
Without that, that would be terrible.
Yeah. We did a really interesting all control run a few weeks ago. And it went a lot better than I thought it was going to. I would love to try an all tank run one of these days.
Yeah, we should do that. It would work, right? Nobody would die. We'd split it all up. It just would be a longer run is what I envision happening. Stop asking. You were referring to this ship. We got a bunch of them kind of bundled in here.
All right, well, let me know when
It's epic lulz. Yeah. I'm ready.
Everybody else ready?
Yeah. Well, Augie's ready. I can speak for him.
Speaking for everybody, you see that? You see that? MC Stu is speaking for y'all.
Well, I see Sarcasm's got an R.
Sarka's ready, Neojet's ready. Who are we missing? Oh, we're missing me. All right, well, if we're ready, let me skip this song. This is not a good ISE song.
Ready tab targeting.
This sounds like it might be a good one. All right, let's start this shit show. Oh, wow, that was quick.
Oh, the bug is back. Thought I got rid of that. I need that fly swatter you got, Grumpy.
The situation is grim.
All right, let's see how this build does. The moment of truth. I still forgot to equip the Kobayashi Maru. I normally click to target. You can tab to target, but sometimes it gets weird where it'll target stuff behind your ship, which can be extremely annoying. I told you wrong other day about STO series I watched. I'll finish, Sea-Dog, I'll finish reading that here in just a moment. I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention. Hmm. Run away. Run away. Whew, that was close. Okay. Grumpy straight up crashed. Okay, I thought it got pretty quiet here in Discord.
Yeah.
I didn't know if he just swapped over.
Well then. Hey
Pete,
yo.
how are you?
Ass bloated, but good.
Did Grumpy crash out of Discord as well? Did he, like, hard crash? I guess he was in Discord with me, so seems like it. I told you wrong the other day about an SDO series I watched. Told you it was Timberwolf, but it was actually Gus STO. Okay, I was looking at some of his stuff actually earlier today. He did a free-to-play The 100K ship series, very good. Learned a bunch. Awesome. There's a lot of good STO U2 streamers out there, or content creators on YouTube. I wish I would have found them like right off the bat of playing Star Trek Online. It would have been very helpful. I didn't even know to look. I didn't even know Twitch existed when I started playing Star Trek Online. Confirmed to know I'm not the only one who died. Oh yeah, die all the time, Keg. That's part of it, man. It's like we'll invite people sometimes from stream, and they're worried they might die, and and we don't judge. We all die. That's just how it goes.
I was like wondering, why do I have aggro? Why am I dying?
Right. Same here. And we just had this problem earlier, and I didn't explain. We brought some people from stream, and I didn't say anything about that problem we've been having. And so me and it was Keg, actually, we were in there, and we're both just getting messed up. And then I looked over, I'm like, everybody's gone. I'm like, oh no. And then it completed it out, which was weird. It came up with the choose your marks, or give you your Borg marks, and so we got put on cooldown.
Yeah, I don't think we're on cooldown now.
No, I think we got out in time. Check now. Did Grumpy? Oh, his stream crashed too. I wonder what happened.
Yeah, the whole stream crashed. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to start assembling a team here because I need to get this ISE done so I can stay on my schedule. And I'm sure Grumpy will get his stuff back together, and then we can all jump over there once we're done. My Fed is the only one that has DPRM. Cost me, yeah, that's about what it cost me as well for the ship. And I do have, I have it on my Romulan and on my Klingon, which I purchased a while ago when they were still cheap, but they're getting pretty expensive. All right, so Augie.
Do I not have your YouTube link? Well, that's a shame. Hold on.
Sarcasm. I just have you as Cat in my notes.
My computer crashed.
Oh, he's back.
Literally right as we went into the ISE, it crashed.
I crashed hard.
Crash.
Gamble boxes were not paying out. Yeah, they don't normally. I'll open them, but it's for the Lobi. If I get a ship, then that's just a bonus. I started putting the team together. I'll send you an invite. Neojet, do I have him on my friends list? Oh, you know what? You guys were in the mead hall.
Yep, we had Sark, we had Neojet, we had Augie, me, and you.
Who is Trans 32?
That's Dwayne. He was not in the team.
Okay. Neojet, let me send that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we need Grumpy.
Yeah, I still gotta get in the game.
Okay.
It's because I still got like 2 minutes on my Intel team.
Oh, really? Not the cooldown.
Intel fleet. Yeah.
I should probably hit start streaming and fix the issue with the camera. Because my camera, whenever I restart my computer, loves to do this thing where it has.
So what happened? Did you get a blue screen?
No, it just crashed. It just straight up died. Like everything went black screen and just died.
You know what? I've been getting those crashes recently, and I think it is the Streamlabs chatbot.
It crashes your whole computer down?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's either
Wow.
a black screen or it's either a blue screen or it just kills it, black screen.
I gotcha. That's weird. I learned to lockbox for Lobi the hard way. Oddly, have 4 promo ships. I have no luck on the boxes. You got 4 promo ships though? That's not bad. I mean, being able to save up and buy them. I've only got that one. Like I said, it literally like cost me everything I had ever earned in game and more. He is back online now. Yeah, he's back in the Discord.
In game? Yeah, sorry about that. It was literally right as we launched the ISE, my computer completely crashed.
It's all good. It happens. I'm just glad that we noticed before we got too far in. Because we had the same problem. I think Papa had a failure loading in, and I ended up getting a cooldown because I didn't leave soon enough.
Well, that's the advantage of doing it private.
No, not if it completes. I don't know if it's a fail complete or something like that, but it puts you into cooldown. Got lucky opening promo DOF packs for 4 promo ships. No EC for dude. That's awesome. I'm jealous.
Right?
All right. If everyone wants to X up in either chat or the mead hall.
X or R?
Make your mark.
X, triple X. XXX.
As long as you don't say no, then we're good. Starts
Well,
with
what's
an I.
funny is literally as soon as I realized my shit was crashing, I screamed no, but by then it was too late.
Plus Augie. My KDF recruit is level 65. I really need to finish leveling mine up on my free-to-play account. That's going to be huge on my free-to-play account to have Withering Barrage on all my characters. So I'm hitting about 160 in pug runs on my my Jemadar Fed character. Cannon build, but that's without Withering Barrage. If I can get that, that'll be awesome.
By the way, I did poke Kale about the wording on that for the new event.
Yeah.
He said yes, it is one character gets the ship.
One ship, one character. Because I saw the old wording and I saw the new wording. It's still not clear, but if you look at the ones underneath it, then it is kind of clear that it's not an account because they use the same wording. It's just it's just the extra kind of. I wish they'd just be like one character, one account. But
that was what I told him. I was like, look, I knew what it was because I knew that well before that.
Yeah, I had a feeling, but I was still hoping. Yeah.
But when you did the blog, I had a bunch of people in my chat on my stream saying, "Oh, hey, it's going to be an account unlock."
Ready.
No,
Okay.
it's not.
Ready.
So
All right.
I asked him if he could clarify that a little better. And he said he thought he had, and
Yeah.
that's exactly what you and I thought was, yeah, when you read that, that should be clear.
Are you
But
ready, Nord?
I'm always ready. Unless my
Launching.
computer dies.
Okay, I'm just gonna stare at the team little menu up there this time. I keep getting distracted. I'm like, let's do this, and then I start dying. I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah, but he did say he is going to go back and see if he worded that a little better. So
The situation is
Yeah, because it's not clear. Like I think we kind of all know in our hearts, but we want to hope that maybe. All right, everybody is here.
No, I was hoping for a fucking
Yeah, count unlock.
unwide DPRL.
That'd be awesome.
What did I say? Account unwide?
Yeah.
Never trust me.
See, and I heard right past it. I knew what you said.
But that's exactly the point. The video on your stream died.
Yeah, I'm pushing the bandwidth a little bit, I think too heavy on YouTube. I'm gonna have to adjust it. I'm running it at 14,000 kilobytes or kilobits.
Wow.
I did 12 the other day, and that was very good, but I think I pushed it a little much. Artifacting really bothers me, and so I've been trying to find a good balance where I can not have any of it. It's more of a hobby, I guess you could say, pet peeve kind of thing. And YouTube allows you to be able to do that because everybody gets the encoding downgrading available here. So
Now it's back up to track.
but Star Trek's actually a pretty demanding game when it comes, especially like in these maps right now with what's going on.
Oh, yeah, for CPU and all that.
Yeah, for the for the encoding, when all this shit's going off. Oh no. What'd I do? I messed up my bar. There it is. We need that flanking damage.
I just really like what that gives
Woo.
you.
That was good. That was good tanking. I didn't feel any pressure at all. GG's. Let's see how that looked.
Alright, let's see. I did. Ooh, that was not a bad run. I am not going to complain. That was a brand new build, and I did over 120k on that. Tanking. Where are my tank stats, though? Where's it at?
I did 275, Neojet 316, and Augie, as usual, killed it. I'm gonna move my camera here for a minute so we can see that.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed with my tank stats.
Let's look at that.
I'm a little disappointed with my tank stats.
If you're over 60... Oh, wait.
63%
Damage
damage
in.
in, 45% attacks in. I am a little disappointed with that.
Well,
Those are probably some of my worst tank stats ever.
brand new ship, brand new build. See, I find that happens to me a lot, right? Especially like when I do like new stuff, I'll set it all up. I'll look at things that Augie is doing and other people are doing. I'll get it all set up. I'm like, this is badass. I'll run it and I'll be like disappointed. But once you play with it, you know, that's when stuff gets better, especially if it's a big change. And I think that's what, you know, we were talking about earlier, you know, where if you, I think in Qstream, if you build it yourself.
Brand new stream.
Yeah.
Or not a brand new stream. Jesus. A brand new ship.
Right.
Like, this is the first run I've done with this ship so far.
Yeah, that's not terrible.
Maybe I shouldn't be as disappointed, but I'm still disappointed.
Yeah, I understand that being disappointed because everyone wants to do like max, but everybody lived. You took the most damage. That was a good run for everybody. Are you looking forward to new? Yes, I am. I'm looking forward to that event or those events, and I'm looking forward to earning that ship. It's gonna be nice, especially on my free to play.
Oh, damn right.
That's gonna be really, really nice.
Oh, I should do that. I have not played my free-to-play account in a very long time.
Yeah, I've been slowly working it.
I have missed a lot of stuff on that account because I keep forgetting to log into it. So I may have to set a reminder, like some sort of alarm or something, to remind me to log into that.
And do it. Yeah. Guys, I'll be right back with you here. I'm just going to get finished up, and then I'll drop a link in to try and get everybody over to say hello to you. I'll come check in here shortly. Thank you for the run. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm sorry that didn't go as well as I had expected it to.
No, that was a great run. Had fun. Everything went good.
But the whole, load in and I crashed.
That's just the STO mini games that they Easter eggs. It's all good.
It's not a bug. It's a feature that your computer does.
That's exactly right. All right, I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. All right. Well, that's I'm pretty happy with that. This ship is not fully unlocked yet either. So 275, I'll take it. I did a run earlier, just a pug run. A lot of this stuff too, especially when you're doing pug runs, it's really kind of depends on what everybody else is doing. So like this guy was really helping like move it along. These guys were doing their job, plenty to move it along. And this was the first run I did on this ship in an ISA. And it did really good. So I'm really happy with it. I think it's a great ship. If you can't afford the bundle but you really like the ship, the tier 6 regular version of it is almost identical. It's just not the skin. And it doesn't come with the legendary trait. But to be completely honest, the standard trait that it comes with is way better, and it's excellent. Everybody that tanks for the most part is going to use that trait. History will remember. So if you love the ship, just buy the tier 6 regular version. If you can't afford to get the whole bundle, it's an excellent ship. All right, so I think that wraps it all up. Let me get to my right screen here. I do really appreciate everybody hanging out with me tonight and checking this guy out and seeing what she can do. Like I said, yeah, I feel like she did a really good job. Thank you to Grumpy for joining in with us on that last one, Sarcasm, and also Gouty Man. Definitely check him out on YouTube as well. Augie, the King, as Nick from Australia likes to call him. It's just sticking with me. Definitely check him out as well. And also, if you guys haven't given me a sub on YouTube here, hit that subscribe button. That helps me out big time. I'm really trying to push to get to that 1,000 mark. So if you would do that, if you haven't already, that would be greatly appreciated. We did have a winner for our Discord giveaway on Sunday. It was D6, so we got that sent off to him. I will be doing another giveaway. Most likely it's going to start at the beginning of next month and run probably through about half of it. I'm going to be doing a Kelvin Intel Dreadnought giveaway for PC. So they had the sale on the Lobi, and with the Infinity Pack I got extra and stuff, so I figured hey, why not buy something and give that back to you guys. So that is what I did. It's sitting in the bank, and that'll be going up in the Discord server probably Sunday is what I'm thinking there. So join the Discord server if you haven't already. Lots of good guys in there. Good help. We hang out too nightly in a lot of cases, playing other games in some instances as well. So SOTOR, World of Warships, World of Tanks, and everybody is welcomed to come and hang out with us. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw Grumpy's link in the chat here again. I definitely recommend go checking him out. He's a lot of fun. I consider him kind of like the after hours stream. If you get offended easy, don't go. But if you just want to hang out, have a good time, definitely the place to go. So I think that takes care of it all. Again, guys, thank you again very much. I really appreciate everybody being here with me tonight. And until next time, stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Thank you, Big Papa. Keg, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. Ronnie, pleasure as always. Have a good night. Have a good night, everybody.